The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
You know, out in Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community. Bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
And welcome to this week's episode of About Town Deb and City Talk. And I am Debbie McCarthy, your host. We are a production of phenixmedia.us. And Christian, we love you. Thank you for being the man behind the curtain for us. You're amazing. And without our amazing sponsors, and I'm lucky because today, Kirk Allaire, right here, Gratis Gives, Processing. And because we are honoring our volunteer of the week, who our community voted for, I thought, what better co-host than Kirk?
Thank you.
So
Thank
welcome.
Thank you.
Because he's all about giving back to nonprofits. So you had to be on this show.
I appreciate you inviting us.
Because that's who you are.
Thank you.
And then we have Mary Weber over here. So if you're watching, this is our winner. She was voted amongst our peers in our community. We took a vote. I wasn't allowed to vote because, I'm not allowed to. But if I would have realized, I would have voted for Mary, because I'll share a little secret about Mary and I when we continue. We also have Kim Surratt Law Practice. Without Kim, we wouldn't be here either. And Kim is all about family and giving back. And Caliber Hair and Makeup, love my blonde hair. And so Mary almost didn't recognize me because I had brunette hair. So Caliber, I can sneak around. I was a brunette way back when Mary knew me. Also, biggest little fashion truck, the hat, the top. Love you guys. And we always kind of say what I've been up to before we get into all that we're going to be talking about. I am partnering with Dillard's. So y'all know Dillard's, right? So Dillard's has asked me to partner with their swimsuit week this week. No swimsuit for this girl, but I was able to go into Dillard's with Jazzy Georgia, and I picked out fancy sunglasses, a beach towel, some flip-flops, some tanning stuff, a bunch of goodies, and you're going to get About Town Deb wine and Dorinda's chocolate. So if you go in and get a swimsuit this week and you say About Town Deb, you're going to get in to win this amazing package of Deb's picks. I'm really excited. And on Saturday, I'll probably be there from 12 to 2. I'll put on my Facebook page and we'll be having some fun stuff. They're going to have a photo booth thing, some music. It's going to be great. So Dillard's, I totally appreciate you, and I'm honored to be partnering with you. Check out my Facebook page for that. The other thing is Wine Country this weekend. Oh, lots going on. Did you know I went to Wine Country? You follow me?
Of course I follow you. Are you kidding me?
So do you like wine, Mary? Mary,
I
from a little birdie told me you're like the fancy wine girl. Like you guys travel.
My daughter is a winemaker.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you
she's a
serious? I did not know. Was she a winemaker 20-something years ago?
No, she was a chemical engineer, and she discovered winemaking when she went to Europe after she graduated from college. She took a volunteer job as a winemaker in Bordeaux.
Oh.
So she's made wine all over the world, but she's making it now in Seattle.
So did you say she volunteered?
Yes, she did.
How does this all fit in? Yes, it's incredible. So I'm very, very honored to have Mary here because she's here for National Volunteer Week. So our team and our community want to recognize not just Mary, all the volunteers who are out there who really strive to serve others and make our community and our families better, and they make a difference every day in what they do. So that's why we're introducing you to Mary Weber one more time. So Mary, how long have you been volunteering?
Oh my. I have been volunteering since I was a little kid. When I grew up in Rochester, Minnesota, I would volunteer at the Mayo Clinic and at St. Mary's Hospital as a pinkette. Who was kind of a nurse's helper, somebody to come around and cheer people up. So I've done that. And since I moved to Reno, I've been volunteering. I moved to Reno from Tahoe in about 1981, I think. So that was the beginning of the balloon race. And so I have been volunteering with the balloon race ever since then.
And so Mary, because she is our amazing winner that everybody voted on, she was able to pick one of her favorite nonprofits that we're going to highlight. So in segment 3, Pete Copeland is going to come on and join us, and he's going to tell us about the balloon races, and he's also going to maybe share some stories of how he met Mary. Do you have a favorite? Well, you probably have 15 favorite nonprofits. So tell us about your nonprofit before we go to break.
So we work with 12 local nonprofits. Actually, we're about to add our 13th in May at our big celebration. We are all super excited to bring them on board. They're excited. No one really knows except for the nonprofit and internal staff until the actual celebration.
I want to know.
I can't tell you yet.
Dang it.
It's a surprise. Come to the celebration.
I will be there.
I know you'll be there. But we work with great nonprofits like 4Kids Foundations and Safe Talk for Teens and Care Chest. Just great local organizations. And it really means the world to me that we as an organization, Gratis Gives, committed to only working with locals because, this is the community we live in. And it's our job to make sure it's better when we leave.
I totally get that. And speaking of locals, we are at Coffee and Comics. Check this out. Normally I'm having wine or I'm having Frey Ranch whiskey or Tahoe Blue vodka and 10 Tour. We have so many local people.
Amazing.
But this is Coffee and Comics. It's in Reno, Nevada on Moana. I am having the honey bear, and you can't really see it, but there is a little teddy bear. I have no idea.
A graham cracker.
It's a graham. I couldn't figure out.
A little graham cracker teddy
what's
bear.
This other? It's like a green frosting.
I don't know.
All I know, for the 12 pounds that I gained at Passport, in El Dorado wine country, there's another 5. I said I was going to be good.
I will tell you their water is delicious.
I love it. I should be drinking water. Well, we just finished our first break. We come back. It's all going to be about volunteering and about Mary. We're going to find out a lot more about Mary. And Kirk, I want you to chime in and ask questions because you're good at nonprofits. So it is About Town Deb with City Talk. We will be right back after our break, and we are at Coffee and Comics in Reno, Nevada on Moana. Stay tuned for the next segment.
That'll be $73.11.
Do you have a charity that I can donate a buck to?
You just did.
But I didn't select any option.
It happened just by using your credit card. We recently changed our payment processing to Gratis Gives, who not only saves our company a ton of money on processing fees, but also donates a portion of every purchase to a participating local nonprofit.
Why doesn't every business do that?
If they switch to Gratis Gives like we did, they can.
Achieve real social change by contacting Gratis Gives at 855-464-7284 or online at gratisgives.com.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to City Talk, and I'm About Town Deb, Debbie McCarthy, your host. I am so excited to be in my hometown in Reno. This weekend, I was in El Dorado wine country, which you know I love. But today, I'm doing the coffee thing at Coffee and Comics. The theme song you just heard, thank you to D.D. James. Go to ddjames.com, and we will be getting that produced at some time. But he just whipped that little theme song up like nothing flat. And hello to Grandma being at Glenda. I always want to give you a shout out. So before I go and we talk about Mary, I found this quote, and it is so Mary. And now that I realize Mary's and I connection from way back. So here it is. As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and one for helping others.
Love it.
And so
Love it.
Mary here has her two hands and a huge heart. And I would love, you are our volunteer of the week. You're our volunteer of the month. You're a volunteer of the year. And I love it even more that when I heard it was Mary Weber, I'm like, I know a Mary Weber. I kept thinking, can it be the same Mary Weber? So when I came in, I said to Pete, I said, is Mary's husband named Ron? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, I think I know her. And then when we came in, Mary's like, I'm like, it's Debbie. She goes, you're blonde. So Mary,
I've only known her as a blonde.
Yeah, you have.
So you've been blonde for a long time.
I've been blonde for a long time, but when I was Mary's brunette, I was the church girl at St. Albert's. So I was the turtlenecks, the boring, quiet.
Wait a minute, you were the church girl?
I was the church secretary.
She was never boring.
I was
never boring.
So I was the church girl.
Right on.
I would welcome you, and I would plan all the picnics, and I was the parish life director. So Mary, not only when I first met you, you and Ron were number one volunteers. Any event that I had, they were always first on the list to volunteer. What are the odds that the universe brought us together again?
That is awesome.
So I know Kirk wanted to ask you a few questions, and you were asking about what.
Not having met before.
That's where I want you to ask.
Tell me a little bit about Mary. Like, what do you do for work? What did you do for work? What's your profession?
I had so many jobs, but I must tell you, I did work for the Postal Service for 31 years.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
No, it actually was a wonderful job. For 15 of those years, I worked in Washington, D.C. and I lived here. So I traveled all the time, and I oversaw programs that were nationwide. So I traveled everywhere. So, I loved that job. And then I also taught school. And I also worked in a publishing company in Amsterdam. And I also worked for my last job was with NCR in Maryland as a systems engineer. So I've done a lot of different things.
I just sat on hold with NCR this morning for about 40 minutes.
It's because I'm no longer
I'm serious,
there.
yes. Yeah. Because they do POS systems.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And that's exactly what I was involved in deploying throughout the country.
That's what we do.
Okay, excellent.
Oh my God.
Crazy. That's
crazy.
How
it works with us.
It is.
This is how it works with us. The universe brings us. But the reason why on your nomination form, and I don't want to miss any of this up. So they wanted to acknowledge you because you have dedicated countless hours to the Great Reno Balloon Race as the merchandise committee leader, but to the community overall, all of it. Like you were like, and Pete had said, he doesn't even have, you just do your thing. He goes, I just get in her way. But not only with the Reno balloon races, since the beginning of the pandemic, you spent months hand sewing 2,000 plus
6,000.
6,000. Oh my gosh.
6,000.
Now it's 6 masks.
Like this.
6,000 masks for hospital workers and first responders. And then PBS, you worked volunteer for them. And then I just heard out about the food bank. So tell me about the food bank, and then we'll go to the balloon races, and then you can ask her some more questions.
There's so many good nonprofits in this area.
I know.
And with the Northern Nevada Food Bank, I haven't been volunteering with them for very long, but this year, actually for a period of a year, the UNR is conducting a survey in conjunction with the food bank to find out if we are really giving the people who need the food bank services, if we're giving them what they need. So I just go to the to certain areas where they're giving out food, and I give the people the surveys, and if they respond to the survey, they will get a $10 gift card to some grocery store. That's pretty nice, and people are real enthused about doing it. And the food bank is real excited to find out if they're doing everything right. So it's a really wonderful thing.
They are an amazing organization.
They are amazing.
So I have a pretty interesting food bank story. It's oftentimes we don't have a clear understanding as to how little of a donation can make a big difference. And I remember I was driving on where Mill Street turns into Ryland, right?
Yeah.
And I was behind the food bank truck, and on the truck it said $1 equals 3 meals.
What?
And I remember thinking to myself, wow, does that put it into perspective? So if a merchant of ours donates, $200, that's 600 meals.
Right.
That's crazy. That's good information. That's good for the general public to know.
You know what else is really kind of cool that I found out that the food bank does? There are a couple of casinos that have, when you cash in if anybody gambles, if you cash in your ticket, if you cash in your ticket, you have the option of donating to one of 4 different nonprofits.
I didn't know that.
And one of them is the Northern Nevada Food Bank. And there are other good ones on there as well. But you can donate your change there. And really, who wants to carry around 10 pounds of change anyway?
Right.
And it really adds up for the food bank. And right now, there's only 2 casinos, I think, in town that do that. But I'm hoping they all do, because my purse gets heavy.
That's right.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, it really adds up.
I take the change out of the bottom of your purse after a while, and I put it in a jar, and then I take the change and I cash it out and donate it. Usually.
Yeah.
Because I don't want all that change.
Yeah.
Or every now and then I have to use it for a parking meter downtown, and I'm scrounging for a parking
ticket.
I always use my parking meter. So Mary, talking about volunteering, I had a question for you.
Yes.
So when you, you said you were really young when you started, but what was your inspiration? Did your parents volunteer? Was it an aunt? What inspired you at that young age? And then again, as an adult, to take it back up? Or did you ever stop?
I never stopped, really. Even when I was working in Washington, D.C., and during the weekdays, I volunteered at the National Zoo. So I volunteer even when I'm on the road traveling. Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know. I think my parents must have instilled it in me. Somehow it seems like they were always volunteering for something or another. And they were always volunteering my sister and me for things too. So that might have been part of it.
Did that ever
All you
happen
had to
to
do
you?
was learn the sign-up process.
Exactly.
For the first half of your life, you were being signed up.
Yeah.
And now you're...
That's right. Like your parents signed you up.
That's right.
And what I find is that it's really, you are so much more involved if you're a volunteer, rather than my husband and I used to go, we still do when they're happening. We go to live concerts a lot. What we found out, we used to go to the B.R. Cohn charity benefit concert. What I discovered was that you can volunteer, and it's even more fun than just going there and drinking the wine all day.
I don't know.
Imagine such a thing. No, it really is. It really
Drinking
is.
wine all day.
So we just always do that. It's just more fun.
Was there a touching moment in your volunteering you've had so many moments. Was there a moment when you're like, wow, this really touched my heart, it made a difference, and I'll never forget it? I know I have a few of those.
There have actually been a lot of them. To pinpoint
or just
which one.
Just any that you can come to mind.
Actually, talking about the balloon race, the people who've never been to the balloon race, and I know it's early in the morning and a lot of people don't want to get up that early, but it is so worth it. And to see the looks on people's faces and the looks in their eyes when they first see the balloons being blown up and then going up in the air, it's just wonderful. It's really touching.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have a moment that you can remember?
Oh, like Mary, I have many, but I think, I grew up, I'm one of 10 kids. right? I got, there's 8 boys, 2 girls. I'm the youngest of 10. And we always served at the shelters during the holidays. My mother was, God bless her soul, amazing woman, but she was a savior, if you know what I mean. She saved everyone, or attempted to. But at the time, I didn't know I was being groomed to I didn't know. I just thought I was doing what mom told me to do, right? And as I grew up and I went through my professional career and we launched Gratis, what I realized was that's where I'm happiest, is when I'm helping others. I'm helping people on a team. I'm helping nonprofits. I'm helping people that otherwise just need more. You know what I mean? I love that. So I have many of stories, but I think the one that stands out is our first celebration, that first night that I stood up on stage and handed out all that money and the nonprofits. It was amazing. It's just an amazing night.
So here's another quote that I found that goes with what both of you just said. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. Winston Churchill.
Share that one.
Sorry, but that's because we're on the same
That's
team.
funny.
I know, because I feel like, one of my best moments, St. Albert's, we always had like these angel trees and things in the back of the church that we did in our outreach. So we're getting to the end of the segment. So I remember pulling off, and we did the Christmas families. So the social services was working with Volunteers of America, and I had a family and my kids. We all wrapped the gifts and we delivered to one of the motels downtown. And I had my boys go with me. We had a tree, and they went in with this hefty bag of toys, and they saw one bed, all these kids, and they looked at the tree and they're like, oh my gosh, they were on the bed holding a box of tinsel, and they thought that was $1 million. And my boys were like, oh my, and they were so grateful. And that moment made me so proud of our parish, of my kids, for helping to wrap them, and to see the children. They literally, it was like they had nothing and they were in this little room, yet they were so happy to have one string of lights on their window at the motel and a box of tinsel. They were the happiest kids. You would have thought they had a room full of toys.
That's awesome.
So that memory I will never forget, and I hope my boys will never forget. So with that memory, we're going to take a quick break. Please like our Facebook page, Gratis Gives. Please like theirs, the balloon races. We'll be right back. And when we come back, you're going to have Pete Copeland with the Reno balloon races. So stay tuned. It's a Bat Town Death.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
That'll be $73.11.
Do you have a charity that I can donate up to?
You just did.
But I didn't select any option.
It happened just by using your credit card. We recently changed our payment processing to Gratis Gives, who not only saves our company a ton of money on processing fees, but also donates a portion of every purchase to a participating local nonprofit.
Why doesn't every business do that?
If they switch to Gratis Gives like we did, they can.
Achieve real social change by contacting Gratis Gives at 855-464-7284 or online at gratisgives.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke. When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town. This is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now back to the show.
If I move too much, I'll bust.
Okay, welcome back. It is About Town Deb with City Talk. We are back for our third segment. It goes way too fast. And as you know, I am About Town Deb, my town, your town, any town. Let's connect. So please, in the comments on the replay, please put down your favorite nonprofit. If you'd like us to highlight one of your nonprofits, reach out, because we're all about giving back in the community, because this is National Volunteer Week. And Mary Weber, congrats again. And you know what? I'm just going to bring this out. Or maybe, wait, hold on. Let me see. We're just going to, I don't know. I don't want to bust any mugs over here. You are busting a move. I may have to bust a mug. Okay. So we decided that Mary should have something for all of her hard work. And I love, partnering. She's going to get something else later too. But I am so glad that I'll let you open it. Okay. So Dorinda's Chocolate, all of us, they're one of my sponsors as well. And look
my.
That's my wine label.
Oh my God, it's wonderful. Oh, I love it.
And if you know Mary, that's right.
I know. See? About Town Deb. It says, thank you, Mary, April, and I signed it.
Aww. I know, I love it. Now I won't be able to drink it.
Yes, you can drink it. You can get more at Dorinda's Chocolate, by the way. And Dorinda's chocolate and wine.
Oh, wow.
And we will have a plaque for Mary.
It's like an aphrodisiac.
Maybe. Dorinda, is it an aphrodisiac? Okay, we're looking.
Wow.
Oh, there's it kind of one of them.
Beautiful.
So Dorinda's Chocolate, they are amazing partners with me. They always donate chocolate. They're incredible. And you will see a lot of my gift baskets that we donate will always have wine and chocolate in them.
Oh, I love it.
So, anyway,
thank you.
So I want to make sure she got that, so you know we appreciate her. And she will be getting a plaque that she'll have. I just have to get it ordered because I was busy in the wine country. So Pete Copeland, Executive Director of Reno Balloon Races. So you've known Mary for quite a while, I have a feeling. Tell us what your thoughts are about this.
Mary was, well, first off, Mary's wonderful.
I know.
I was telling you earlier, if every nonprofit had 10 Marys, they wouldn't have to have 100 volunteers but I've known Mary now for about 5-6 years, maybe a little bit longer, because she was crewing for the balloon races at the time. And we we started our own merchandise tent, and Mary jumped on board.
Of course she did.
I was so lucky. I was so lucky. It was at a dinner too. She came up to me and said, I think I could do a good job at that. And
oh my gosh,
she just went crazy with it. So she runs my entire merchandise tent at the Great Reno Balloon Race. And we were talking earlier, and she's involved in all the designs and merchandise styles and everything. And it's wonderful. I just step off to the side and let her do her magic.
You had said that, and that's the kind of volunteer. And I had mentioned at St. Albert's, mine was parish life director. So I had the parish volunteers, the children, the school parents volunteers for every event, and coordinating all the volunteers. And Melissa, you have Melissa, who's my Melissa. Thank you for sharing, Melissa. It's really important to know your volunteers and to appreciate them and to let them go. Like you trust Mary. She could just go. You say, let her go, do it.
Well, she's a professional, and she does a much better job than I would ever do. I think that's what makes a great leader, is recognize that the people around you are far more talented and let them do what they do. And, Yeah, we're just really lucky. And it's funny you mentioned that. Just last week, Mary was sitting with Melissa, our wonderful Melissa.
We love Melissa.
We love Melissa. She's wolfing down a donut.
I know. Wait, is it the macro mom's macro? Mother of macros. I may have to get one to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, they're out picking out merchandise styles, and she owns it. And I think that's a good word I use with volunteers when they take ownership of something to where pay them, not pay them, they're going to do an exceptional job. And I think that's what I'm afraid of the day I lose Mary.
Don't even say that.
I'm afraid. Melissa knows. It's like there's 3 people I can't lose. Mary's one of them. So.
But you know what, though? Knowing Mary, she will groom somebody underneath her.
Yeah. And you know what? The thing that's really wonderful, and now that we're blowing Mary up into this wonderful,
I know,
going to get her is. She's always part of the solution. And so, even though I worry about losing Mary, I don't worry about losing that solution. And she cares so deeply about the event. So I'm really fortunate. So it's easy to talk about Mary. There is something about
Mary. I was trying to get to that.
Did I steal your line?
No, maybe it was.
Stole my quote.
I know. Do you have any questions about the balloon races, Mary, her involvement? Because Mary, one of her perks was she got to pick a nonprofit. So we want to highlight the balloon races.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So just share away about them. Well, we get to have them this year. That's good.
Well, first off, that is and what is the psychological and the mental wellness of having the balloon races back this year?
Wonderful.
And yeah.
Uplift. Oh, there we go. Uplifting. Even
I teed it up, right? I just teed up for you guys, right? But, I think the thing that's really unique about the balloon races is it's free. You could go out there and not spend a dang dime and have the best seat in the house and have the greatest experience with your family. You can't do that at many events. And so we're really fortunate. So that's what makes the balloon races, I think, so unique and so special to this community. And we are, I'm just going to, have some clairvoyance. We are the most beloved event in Northern Nevada.
And which year is it?
For what?
The balloon race.
It's 40th.
I was saying that's why I wanted. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, they're all a big deal to me.
But this is 40. That's like it's one of those 10 marks.
Right. Well, many marriages don't make it to the 40s, so I'm happy about that.
I only made it to 30. So.
Well, that's pretty good. But no, it's our 40th anniversary, and we're really excited about that. And it was funny because last year we obviously the pandemic and everything was getting canceled but we didn't want to dwell on our 39th. We wanted to, so we kind of, put that little honor flight up that weekend, call it our 39th year of flying consecutively. And that really worked out well. So we wanted to go just right into our 40th and keep that rhythm and not push anything back. So yeah, that
was a great idea.
You
have something special in plan for 40?
You know what? I think we're just happy we're having an event. I think that's going to be the theme.
So is the community.
But what's funny? Last year we were going to honor the first responders, and we had already created all this theme to honor the first responders, and then Mr. Pandemic showed up.
I love that, Mr. Pandemic.
So this year we're actually going to do the same thing and just add the frontline workers. All those folks that worked in the grocery stores that spoke. And think about every single person that came there. I wouldn't have done it. There's no way. So we're going to honor all those folks. So we have that going on. We celebrate and try to bring attention to breast cancer awareness on Saturday, donor awareness. We're big into the donor network on Sunday. We've got some things to honor flight. It's just going to be a whole long weekend of partying.
So volunteering wise, since we're talking about that, I was on your website and you need to go to the RenoBalloonRace.com to get involved and volunteer. I had no idea that, you can, can I be an astronaut or an aeronaut? What's an aeronaut? I want to be what's an aeronaut?
Well, first off, careful what you wish for, because those aeronauts work their asses off like there's no tomorrow.
Is that the one that pulls them in?
So much fun.
It is so much fun. See, look at Mary. She's so crazy already.
An aeronaut.
We need to slide over. Now say that again, and she'll just go ahead and do
aeronaut.
It's so much fun.
It is fun. They help the pilots launch their aircraft, and it's really neat. And you talk about being part of the solution and up close and touching it, that is what the aeronauts do.
So so on Thursdays, when I have been blessed to be up in a balloon quite a few times for the media day, and I love it because they're all there, and I take photos, and they let us help do a few things, and it's really fun. I didn't know I was training to be an aeronaut.
Yes.
None of those ribs that you were playing with were actually connected.
What? But you can be like, there's a ton, Ranger, merchandise,
There's a lot of things you can do.
Tell us,
volunteering. If the aeronauts launching, crewing is how we reference it. Crewing with the balloon it's physically demanding. It's emotionally rewarding, but it is physically demanding. But if you want to come experience that, go onto our website, renoballoon.com, and you can find out more information. But there's other things. For example, we're talking about Mary and her merchandise team. There's ways you can volunteer with that group. We have a VIP tent that's wonderful.
Oh, that would be fun to volunteer.
Right. We have our GRBR Rangers, which are like our security, our see something, say something. Our ambassadors is how we like
ambassador?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool
They
one.
wear bright yellow and they run around and make sure everyone's having a good time.
So you just get to chat with people and take care of them and answer questions?
That's really what it is.
I like that.
You get to engage with the fan.
I think you do well with that.
I could do well with that. Or I could be an aeronaut.
You could do well at any of those social things. I think you would do just fabulous.
I just love people.
I want you in my merchandise.
Oh, I might have to volunteer in the merchandise. I'll be like
a day in each department.
A day with Deb.
Yeah, day with Deb.
Lift up your spirits. Or you'll be lifting mine up. So we have about another minute something in this segment. Kurt, have you been to the please tell me you've been to balloon races?
I have been, yes.
Woo, that would have been bad if I asked you that.
Good answer. Melissa's got the script card. Say yes, say yes.
So do you have a memory?
Yeah, we moved here 21 years ago, and I think the first year we were here, we went out at like 4 a.m. I think we took like a bus from Reed High School.
Oh.
And it was nuts. I couldn't believe I was doing it. I didn't know what I was signed up for. I didn't know what to expect. I got there, and it was amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
I would say one of my first memories, we had just moved here, and one of our family friends who the kids went to school with lived right by the park. So the kids would have like a big sleepover in a tent, and the moms and we would come for the mimosas in the morning. The kids would get up and we'd all be in our PJs and watch. It was just, you'll never forget those memories.
Yeah.
So no, I have a lot of balloon race memories, but now I like them when I get to be in the media up, and that is like the best memory. And I'm like About Town Deb up in the balloon, and just everybody is so.
An episode from up there.
I will. I've actually gone live up there. I have gone live, and that was one of my people love it when hey, it's About Town Deb. Oh, wave to neighbors, and I live in the Northwest, so. A lot of times our neighbors will go out on my deck, and we pray the wind is going to have them go over by our house so we can wave. So if you've been to the balloon races, put it in the comments. What's your favorite memory? And please be sure to check them out. Don't go far. We're going to come back for the final segment. A little bit more about balloon races, and then I want to talk about volunteering and what it means to all of us. So stay tuned. It's About Town Deb. Be right back.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say,
He's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town. This is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the final segment. I hate saying that. This goes by so fast, and it goes by so fast because of the amazing guests we have. Kirk, I adore you, and I love that you're my sponsor. I love that Gratis gives back with every swipe.
Right on.
12 local nonprofits and soon to be 13, but he won't tell me. It is so not fair. I can't even bribe him with wine to find out who the new one is.
That's one of the big things going on that night. We get 2 other huge surprises that night. Can't wait.
Can you tell us? Can you give us a hint like A, B, or C, or let me guess?
No.
Can you give me an initial of the something?
No.
Do I know them?
Oh, I'm sure you do. Yeah. Is there anyone you don't know?
Yeah, there's lots of people I know. But Kurt, not only thank you for your sponsor, but thank you for your organization and all the nonprofits you put together and the businesses. He connects the businesses that get to donate. So I'm happy to have you here. And Pete, all the years in the balloon races, everything you do, and you're a connector as well, because you're connecting all of us together. So I just want to make sure that I give you a good thank you right now, because it's going to get crazy to the end. And then Mary Weber, forever. I can't believe St. Albert's.
It's been so long.
The universe is so good. God is good. But thank you for all you're doing. And so now that we've done that, to make sure that you guys all know, I love you all out there, volunteering. So what is the best part of volunteering for you? Because you had to start out as a volunteer, right? Now you're.
Oh, yeah.
So how old were you when you started out?
Oh, man. I think I got committed to my first volunteering work from my parents. So I think
it seems
that.
like.
You know what, though?
3 for 3.
I tell you what, there's a level of volunteering as a paid employee for the balloon races. I walked away from I sold Northern Nevada Business Weekly, which is the business.
Right.
Yeah, I sold it to do that. So I took a significant pay reduction to do this. But it's the reward I get from this. And, I'm as passionate about it today as I was 10 years ago when I first walked in the door. And then I get suited with someone like Melissa, who's equally as passionate. I mean, for Christ's sake, she has
the tattoo.
Tattoos. I hired her when I saw that. I didn't even ask her a question. I just said, you're hired.
There's a balloon ray, I know.
If you're that dedicated, you're hired. But I think it's the reward I get from putting up such a wonderful event. We don't know how lucky we are in this community to have this event, and it's free. And you would be floored how many ballooning event directors just curse me out because we are a free event. They want it all to be gated, and the fact that we provide this great service back to the community. And it's so well done. It's considered one of the premier ballooning events in the world. So we're really fortunate and lucky. See, I could talk all day about that.
Listen, that's why you're here.
So for me, it's the true love and being able to be the steward of this for a while until I'm ready to hand this off to someone who's ready to have that same love and passion and to steward it and shepherd it through to the next generation, right? I'm just here temporarily with this, right?
You know what I hear?
What do you hear, Kurt?
I hear someone that that loves the process. And I think that's important, because I think anyone that's attracted to the result and that chases the result dies out. But when you're addicted to the process, then you're a winner. And that right there was someone speaking directly from, I love the process. I love doing it. So I'm thankful to be part of today.
So there was I was doing my little research on different volunteering stuff. And one of them was saying that, so research shows that people who regularly volunteer show higher levels of happiness in their daily lives, satisfaction in life, higher self-esteem, sense of control over life, and better physical health. What a great reason to sign up. And I feel, and it also helps. So with all the craziness going on with the pandemic and lots of the depression people have, they're also saying it will help, volunteering will help improve your mental health by giving you feelings of gratitude for what you have in your own life. And I feel like for me, like I mentioned with the story with my kids, you feel when you see how you're making a difference, it makes you feel better about yourself. What would you say to Mary if somebody said, I haven't volunteered. What do you think? I mean, what would you give them a reason why they should jump in and do it?
I just bring my friends along with me. I don't even ask them. Like I don't.
Come on.
And they do. They just start picking up on it. Like, how many people have I brought into the balloon race? Like everyone I know, I think. And now the latest thing is there's this Karma Box project.
Oh, I love the Karma Box.
So
we love you.
We absolutely do. So I just bring my friends along when I drop stuff off at the Karma Boxes, and so now they're like, oh, I have stuff I could give too, and so. I think being an example is probably the best way of convincing somebody that it's a fun thing to do.
Exposes true leadership.
Oh, yes. That's on here too.
And that right there is leadership. When people follow you, not because they're told to, or because they're incented to, but because what you do is right, then you're a leader. Way to go.
Well, and I think just kind of going to your point, Mary, I mean, when you go out to the balloon races and you see the energy and you feel the energy, it has that, it's that old baseball, cliche of hitting is contagious. Everyone, it just grabs you and brings you into it. And it has this Disney-esque, this wholesomeness. You talked about that. It's the balloon, our event takes you back kind of to a simpler time, more of a Rockefeller time where the simplicity of the aircraft is what you're there for. And it's not so complicated out there. And I think that's what's so nice about the event.
Yeah,
I should write greeting cards for.
I am surrounded by wise, amazing people.
What are you doing to attract younger volunteers?
Oh, there you go.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's funny. That's a great question. What we do with younger volunteers, first off, we have a product that fits right up the alley of the younger volunteer. And the reason is like we'll use millennials. Millennials are actually moving on. It's the generation coming from them, but it's visual, it's colorful, and it's free. And I think those are all the value propositions that those individuals want, and it's unique to come out there and touch it and feel it and be around it, and to do it without being so free, and it's so photogenic, right? I mean, Instagram was created for the balloon races, or the balloon races created Instagram out of that. I mean, just think about it. So when you think of like our product going into the future, even though it's not so high tech, I think our product has got a great future because it's so beautiful and there's just some majesty to it, right?
Oh, there's lots of that to it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, Kurt, when you have volunteered, what's your biggest reward? You both think about it because you're next.
Okay.
I think presently, the way we do it now is just like yourself. I'm addicted to the process. I love getting in there. I love getting my hands dirty. I love figuring out how we can do more with less. I love the process. If the result wasn't there, it wouldn't matter. It's just go and create magic. That's what we say. I tell the team every Monday morning during our staff meeting, go be great, and everything you want will follow. Yeah, so
Pete, what about you? We've
covered it. And at the end of the day, human beings want to be part of the solution and not the problem. I think that's innate, and volunteering is part of the solution and not part of the problem. And I think it just feels right, feels good, it's very immeasurable. But to do those kinds of things, is very rewarding.
Mary, what's your biggest reward? Because you have volunteered in so many different parts of the country, not just Reno.
Volunteering to me just makes me feel more connected to whatever I'm doing or the people that I'm around. I've met so many wonderful people and experienced so many new experiences just through volunteering. And I really think the sense of connection to people and different experiences is the thing for me that is the most valuable.
I totally agree with that.
I did just think of another way that is new for me personally. In the last 6 or 7 years, I started volunteering by playing on the worship team at my church.
That is nice.
And that is awesome. Because as a young kid, I always wanted to play on stage, in front of a ton of people. And now I get to do it.
I love it. Well, I got to say, I am beyond blessed today. Volunteerism for me, my first time, well, probably as a brownie, a Girl Scout, a campfire girl, I did it all. But my very first fundraising volunteering was in junior high school. I did a somersault-a-thon. I thought, what fun way. So you would go in the gym and we would all somersault for however many you could do when you raised money. So my first event was a somersault-a-thon and nobody had done it. Maybe we should do it again. And I would sew flowers you're out?
I'm out.
I'm probably out there. I can't do it anymore, but the kids might. So I'm just saying, if you start when you're young is what I'm getting at. Be a great example as you're a parent, a neighbor, an aunt, an uncle. Be sure to stress that. And I want to get one more quote because it kind of goes with my together we're one heart. Alone we could do so little. Together we can do so much. Helen Keller. And my wristbands, my face mask, my wine label, together we are one heart. And sitting at this table, Melissa right over there, Melissa helps bring my vision of my heart out to the community and beyond. And I want to thank her. And Jazzy Georgia, she's at home, manning the fort there at her house, keep making sure we keep everything on task. So I want to thank you. And our interns, I don't know what I would do without them. We have Matt and Sienna and Design on Edge and everybody that helps us with our team as About Town Deb to bring our community together. And next week, we are going to be at Caliber Hair and Makeup Salon where I get my hair done because we're going to be honoring your hair. Is it hairdressers now? What do they call them now?
I think so.
That's where he gets his hair cut. Is that what it's called, Melissa? Where it's a hairdresser. We're gonna honor Trace and his team. So stay tuned to About Town Deb. Follow us on Instagram. We have a lot going on, lots of events coming up. Wild River Grill, stuff happening everywhere. And I love y'all. It's About Town Deb with City Talk. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Kirk. Melissa, I love you. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week. It's About Town Deb with City Talk.